You show me through it all, and I do it all again. If you should ask me to provide, I would do it with a smile. You in my eyes.
Hi guys, welcome to Etiquette Beauty. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to cut your hair, mostly braids considering that's what I have, and how to make them look nice and clean and pretty. Now, I'm not going to be straightening them at all, so we'll just see how they turn out. I like doing my own hair. I do my own braids and my own everything. And mostly I like it because doing my own everything is because it just saves a lot of money in the long run. That, you know, why spend it if you can do it yourself? Research how to do it yourself and get her done. So these are already cut as it is because they were actually originally down here, which is in my lower back, and when I leave them, they're actually not as far down there, but they're pretty close. And it's really hot outside, so I kind of want to relieve my neck of some of this length and hotness. So the first thing you want to do is to finger comb your hair. And it would actually be a really good idea to have your hair straight when you cut it, because if it's not straight when it's curly, it actually makes it shorter than when your hair is curly. Your hair is actually shorter than it really is. So if you cut it while it's curly, once you straighten it, it's not going to look as pretty as it did when it was curled. Because actually, these braids back here are longer. You can't really tell if I do this because it's curled. So you're going to section your hair off into two sides and part down the middle, like I did here. And this is actually not just for braids. You can do this for sew-ins or your real hair. It doesn't matter. And finger comb. And then you want to figure out where you want your bangs to go, because where your bangs are going to go is going to determine where you cut and where you stop. So if you want your bangs to be about here, you want to make sure that you cut probably a millimeter shorter, just in case. Especially if you're gonna do this with your hair already curly, you want to cut it about like 3 millimeters longer. Okay, so I think I want my bangs about here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this side of my head, the side that I just finger combed out, and I'm going to pull them down as far as I can get them. And it kind of makes my face look saggy. This is not cute, you guys. And I'm going to, if you're going to do a bob, the way you want to cut it is you want to take your fingers, 2 fingers, your index and your middle finger, and you kind of go like that. And with a bob, your front bangs are supposed to be longer than the back, so you want to cut this way, diagonally upward. And if you want them to look layered, then what you want to do is the exact opposite. You want to go where you're going to start cutting. You take your 2 fingers and you stop where you're going to stop. And you want to cut diagonally downwards underneath your fingers. And I usually like to pull my hair forward towards my chin when I cut this, because it layers it really good. And I find where I want to cut. And I think I'm going to cut here. And then I relieve that. And this is already cut because I layered it before and I want it a little shorter. So I have safety scissors because the hair scissors, I can't find them. I'm going to diagonally cut downward. And if you're going to cut your own hair, you might want to practice doing it on hair that's not your own first. And make sure you like the way you cut it, and then do it the exact same way the next time you cut it, because that way if it's not your own hair and you don't like it, it won't matter because it's not on your head. If it's your own hair and you don't like it, you know, what are you going to do? You can't fix it at that point. So I'm going to continuously cut downward and diagonally. And it's really hard to cut with these safety scissors, actually, because they're safety scissors and they're not meant for hair. But we're getting her done. And bam! And I'm going to turn to the side so you guys can see. When you pull your hair down like this, and then you pull it down and towards your chin, and you cut diagonally downward if you're trying to layer it. When you do that, it creates beautiful layers. So when you let go, it looks layered. And for me, I hate my hair to be all one length. That's ugly to me. I don't know why, I just don't like when people get their hair cut and it's all one length. I like the layered look. I'm just infatuated with it. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like on this side and in the back compared to this. And it'll be less hot, actually. So you want to keep the two sides separated so that you know what you did cut and what you didn't. And finger comb the other side. And then after you're done finger combing the other side, you want to measure where you want your bangs on this side. And you want to try to do this as perfect as possible because you don't want one side a little bit longer than the other or one side a little bit shorter than the other, because that looks weird and it shows that you did not do a good job. So you want to be mindful. You want to pull it downward as flat as you can. And this is actually supposed to go on the other side. Pull it downward and towards your chin as flat as you can. And you want to do the same to this. Pull it down and towards your chin. And you want to meet them together and figure out, okay, that's where I have to cut. So I have to cut off this much on this side. And get started. And then this is why you guys want to make sure that you practice on knot your hair first before you go doing it on your hair. So just in case you mess up or you don't cut it right, if you're doing this at home, the point of this is so that you don't have to go to a salon. But if you mess it up on your real hair, you're going to have to pay that money anyway. So 2 options. Don't mess up or do a good job. And to do that, you want to make sure that you practice not on your hair. So there's that. And my head itches because its hair's been in for a little while. It's been in for about a month. And see, this is right here is what I meant. This side is a little bit longer than the other side, which is okay. You want to cut the longer side as opposed to the shorter side, but you want to make sure you don't cut it too short. So I'm going to cut it about there. And remember to cut diagonally downward. Keep that beautiful layered look. And if you don't use hair scissors, you have to be patient with the scissors that you are using, because regular scissors are not for cutting through hair. And if you have very thick hair, it might be a hard job and it might take a couple of minutes longer than you might think it would. So there we go. Simply pull it back. And style it the way you want. Make it look as pretty as possible. And actually, before I style this, I probably should show you what it looks like from the back. So this is what it looks like from the back. Okay. And remember, because I did this without straightening the hair first, when I straighten this hair, it's obviously not going to be as pretty as it looks now. It's going to be looking like I did a terrible job cutting my hair. But I like my hair curly all the time, so I won't have that problem. And my next video, I'm going to show you guys how to curl your hair without heat. Well, yes, without heat from electricity. There's still going to be heat because I'm going to dip my hair in hot water. So until then, see you guys next time. Bye.